Hi everyone. Today's video is all about watercolor textures. How using simple ingredients which is commonly found in our homes or very easily available in the market, how we can create different textures with watercolors. So I have already divided my sheet into 4 parts and we'll be trying 4 techniques today. So let's get started. So I'm using a 300 GSM 100% cotton paper and this is from the brand Arches. I'll be using these brushes which is from Princeton, and this is Aquafine series from Daler-Rowney, and then silver brush. These all brushes you can find on Artikate website and you can purchase from there. So just mix some color in the palette, and we are going to try with wet watercolor. So it will be, the surface has to be wet to try this technique. So what we'll do is we'll just place the paint on the paper, so it has to be watery. The first technique we'll use salt. So this is a common salt that I'll be using. You can use like any rock salt or bigger pieces of salt, you can do those also. So let's try this. So what I'll do is I'll just sprinkle some salt, and there can you see, like you can see the texture appearing instantly. Can you see how it's just displacing the color, it's just absorbing the color, and it will give us some beautiful texture in the end. So we'll let it dry and we'll come back to it later. Now let's start with our second technique, and I'm going to use another color. I'm using a blue for this. So again we'll be using it on wet watercolor. So just place the color on the paper. There, and now what we are going to use is we are going to use some rice for this. So let us just sprinkle some rice. There. So I've just sprinkled some rice. We have to wait for it to get completely dry, and then we'll be taking this off. So now let's start with our third technique. I'm going to use this same blue again. So I'm just giving it a flat background. Now what we are going to do is I'm going to take a clean brush for this, and I'm going to dip it in clean water. So right now my brush has clean water in it and the brush is also clean. So what I'm going to do is when the surface is wet, then only I will just place it at some point. I'll just put some drops of water. You can also do this with another color also. Can you see how these blooms are forming? So these are watercolor blooms, and these will go on spreading for at least a few seconds. So you just have to get a hang of it, like how many blooms you want to put in a place and how to distance it. But can you see how it's just spreading and it's giving us this texture on the paper? So now let's start with the fourth one. I've already mixed the color in my palette, and this is quite watery, and we'll just place the color on the paper. what we're going to use is a tissue paper to create texture. So it's more of a blotting technique, and just formed like some sort of round, and then I'm just going to dab it in places. There, can you see how it just took away the color from there? It just soaked the color over here. So you can have like random shapes of paper, and then you can just blot it. So just see how you can just dab and take away the colors. So this is a fourth technique, and now let's wait for the colors to dry, and we'll peel off the tape and we'll see what is the textures that we have actually gotten underneath these two also. So it seems our paper is dry. Let me just take out these. So just slightly scrape them off. So there, I've just taken it off. Now let's take the rice also. Now let's just peel off the tape, and we'll see the effect in a better way, and I'll explain you a few uses of these textures also. So there, can you see our final outcome? So where we have used the salt, as you can see that the salt has just displaced the color. It has soaked in the color, and it's giving us this really tiny blooms, and this is actually used in a lot of places. You can use it to give a tree effect, foliage, something which is in the background, and you can use it to to give it a snow effect also. Then this one is with the rice. So can you see like some places it has got these white marks, and then at some places it has got some deep markings. So this gives you a very lovely texture, and you can use this texture maybe for wall, or giving it a forest look. You can use it for that as well. Then these are the watercolor blooms that we did. Just see how beautifully they have turned out, and you can use these to give plants in the foliage. You can use it in green color, and you can give it like the plants that are there in the foreground. You can use it for that. You can use it with another color also, and just displace the color which is there under below, and maybe use it to give it a green color tree or a bush. And then this technique of soaking the color is mostly used for clouds, or you can just use it to give it a wall texture. Then how much white this stays is actually based upon the staining level of the paint. So in case it is less staining, the paper will come out more white, and in case it is like in this case, as you can see, it didn't take out a lot of white, so this is more pigmented, this has more staining quality. So there, these are the 4 textures that we did today, and I hope you include these in your watercolor artworks. I'll be listing down all the supplies that I have used in this video, and you can order them from Artikate's website. So I'll see you in the next video. Happy painting! Bye!